Look, folks, another year, another stack of so-called breakthroughs hitting the market. Inflation ain't slowing down, and the supply chains are still tighter than a politician's wallet when it comes to honoring a promise. You smell that? That's the scent of price gouging mixed with marketing hype. I'm cutting through the fluff today. I sifted through the junk, the aluminum toys, and the over-engineered failures to find you the real deals in compact defense, both the scatterguns and the sidearms that actually perform when your cheap plastic garbage fails. Pay attention, because the supply on the good stuff dries up faster than my patience at a safety briefing. Kel-Tec KS7. This is the working man's bullpup choice. The Kel-Tec KS7, second-generation engineering, takes center stage here. This thing packs the punch of a full 18.5-inch barrel, but you get all that effectiveness in only just over 26 inches of total length. That's serious compactness for a pump action. You're looking at capacity for 6 3-inch shells or 7 2.75-inch ammunition. That gives you substantial stopping power without dragging around unnecessary bulk. It weighs merely 5.9 pounds unloaded, meaning your arms won't feel like rubber after carrying it around the house while waiting for trouble. The Gen 2 model got smart, a 5-slot Picatinny-style rail molded right into the forend. Throw on a vertical grip or a light immediately. What really separates this design from that old, tired pump shotgun design is the rear feeding mechanism, keeping the action close to your body while still giving you adequate barrel length for velocity. They even include a rail cap to keep the aesthetics clean when you aren't running accessories. Plus, M-lock slots run along the sides for even more customization. The handling stays tight. The 13-inch length of pull fits most shooter builds comfortably. For $699, you buy into Kel-Tec's thinking, making practical solutions for tight spaces without losing the reliability you demand from a pump action. This shotgun is for the defender who wants maximum velocity in the smallest footprint possible. While the KS7 is a neat trick for tight hallways, the next entry strips things down even further, focusing purely on maneuverability above all else. Remington TAC-14. Few firearms grab immediate attention like the classic Remington 870 platform. The TAC-14 variant strips that legend down to the absolute essentials. Legally, this thing barely qualifies as a shotgun anymore, which is exactly why it's useful. It sits at 26.3 inches overall, featuring a 14-inch barrel. Maneuverability is the only mission here. The magazine capacity is 4 rounds. Modest, sure, but this isn't built for sustained firefights. It's built for immediate, close-range deployment. You gotta train for the Raptor pistol grip, brother. It fundamentally changes how you handle it, requiring specific practice to master effectively. It's got Magpul M-lock slots for accessories, but don't expect to load it up with bulky junk. The abbreviated length limits you. Weighing just 5.6 pounds on average, fatigue won't be an issue, even carrying it all day. The cylinder choke bore gives you maximum spread right where you need it indoors. Matte black finish keeps it low profile in the dark, and the synthetic furniture keeps the weight down while resisting environmental crap. The bead sight seems basic, but at the distances this thing works, fancy optics are just junk adding weight. The compelling factor here isn't new tech. It's proven Remington 870 reliability distilled into the most compact legal package. At $499, this gets you into ultra-compact defense without breaking the bank, backed by decades of manufacturing history. While the TAC-14 maximizes maneuverability through sheer reduction, the next one maximizes sheer capacity through engineering witchcraft. IWI TS12. Israeli engineering meets shotgun innovation with the TS12. This is a semi-automatic bullpup that reimagines capacity entirely. You get 3 independent tube magazines. Each one holds 4 3-inch shells or 5 2.75-inch rounds. That nets you a potential 15 rounds before you even think about reloading. It's gas-regulated, 2-position settings, ensuring it chews through everything from light target loads to heavy defensive buckshot reliably. The manual magazine selector lever adds tactical flexibility you rarely see. You can dedicate tubes, buckshot in one, slugs in another, less lethal in the third, switching instantly. This turns the TS12 into a real response system, not just a simple tool. Overall length is 28.34 inches with that 18.5-inch barrel, maximizing the tube length while keeping dimensions small thanks to the bullpup design. Polymer construction keeps the weight at 9 pounds despite the complex magazine system. Safety is cross-bolt. Controls are ambidextrous, good for all shooting styles. It even takes Beretta and Benelli choke compatibility for pattern customization. It's short, 10.23 inches high from the grip to the top, keeping it low profile for storage. The semi-auto action cuts down on recoil impulse compared to a pump, letting you get faster follow-up shots if multiple threats appear. It commands a premium price at $1,399, but you get unmatched operational flexibility in a compact package. Now, before we look at another dual-tube shotgun, let's examine one that focuses on user interface details, even in this cramped category. Smith & Wesson M&P. 1-2 Smith & Wesson brings signature M&P ergonomics to the 12-gauge with the M&P 1-2. You get dual independent magazine tubes, each holding 6 3-inch shells or 7 2.75-inch rounds, giving you 12 to 14 rounds total capacity, selectable with a simple push button. They paid attention to the details: ambidextrous safety, a tactile loaded chamber indicator, and 4 interchangeable Palmswell grip inserts. Where this one shines is ammo adaptability. It accepts standard 2.75-inch, 3-inch Magnum, and even mini shell loads without modification. That versatility is huge. You aren't limited by what the gun can feed. The reciprocating cover has a release button for clearing damaged shells, fixing a common pump malfunction. Assist buttons on each tube simplify loading, which is godsend when the adrenaline hits and your fine motor skills vanish. It has a Picatinny top rail for optics and M-lock slots on the barrel shroud for lights. At 27.8 inches long, weighing 2.8 ounces, it stays manageable dimension-wise, while packing features usually reserved for pricier gear. It even ships with a foam-lined hard case, choke tubes, and compatible threads, adding value right away. The 4140 chromoly barrel and polymer frame balance toughness and weight well. Ambidextrous, quick-detach bases on the stock make sling attachment fast. At $1,239, it's feature-rich, balancing ergonomics and capacity equally. That's a lot of features packed into a pump, but reliability in a pump is often won by the twin action bars and lockup, which is what the next shotgun built its reputation on, though it sacrifices capacity for tradition. Sig Sauer P365 Fuse. The engineering witchcraft starts here, boys. The Sig Sauer P365 Fuse is the pistol that shouldn't exist. But Sig's engineers clearly don't care about physics. This is a crossover pistol, 7.2 inches long, weighing only 23.1 ounces unloaded. It feeds from a 17-round flush-fit magazine, but it comes with 2 21-round extended mags. You get more firepower than a duty belt from 2010. The real magic is that 4.3-inch barrel. Unlike the compensated X macro, the Fuse uses that extra length to generate true service pistol velocity, pushing 124-grain defensive loads at actual duty speeds. The slide is optic ready for the Romeo X or Shield RMSC footprint, sitting low enough to co-witness the iron sights. The grip module has a laser-engraved texture that locks your hand in place, and the nickel-plated flat-faced trigger breaks clean at 90 degrees. Where the Glock 4 struggles to hold reliable, high-capacity magazines, the Fuse delivers 21 rounds reliably from the factory. It's a full-size gun that somehow disappears on your waistband. That capacity I mentioned earlier, this just made it look like a starting point. This level of power in a small package is impressive. But the next gun solves a problem most carriers don't even realize they have: proprietary magazine ecosystems. Glock 49 Gen 5 MOS. The controversy starts now, folks. I'm ranking the Glock 49 at number 7. Not top 5, not even close to the podium. You Glock faithful are going to hate this, but I'm tired of pretending mediocrity deserves a trophy just because it runs. Yes, the Glock 49 runs, but solid doesn't mean superior. This is the 19 long slide we asked for, a 4.5-inch barrel on a compact frame. It measures 8 inches long, but weighs just 22.4 ounces. But here's the catch. It uses the compact 15-round magazine standard. If you want 17 rounds, you have to use extended magazines that stick out, which defeats the point of having a concealable grip. The trigger breaks at 5.5 pounds with Glock's signature mush. Some call it consistent. I call it outdated junk. The Marksman barrel is better, sure, but improved still means 3-inch groups at 25 yards, where the CZ Shadow 2 Compact gives you a crisp 3-pound trigger and match-grade accuracy out of the box. The 49 requires $400 in aftermarket parts just to catch up to the competition. Law enforcement runs this because it's cheap and simple, not because it's the best. When budget trumps performance, Glock wins the contract. If you thought that was tough talk, wait until you see the pistol built on a reliable chassis that actually fixes the ergonomic flaws of its Austrian counterpart. That wraps up the pistols we looked at today. Remember this: these are tools, not toys. You buy based on what the data says, not what some slick salesman whispers in your ear. Now, I want to know, do you trust the old-school reliability of the pump shotgun, or does the capacity of the dual-tube Bullpup make you sleep better? Sound off in the comments below with specifics, not feelings. Smash that like button if you appreciate analysis that costs you nothing but your time. Subscribe now for more firearm content, delivered straight, no chaser. Stay safe out there.